See the David fight. I think David is a heavyweight, and I think David's legacy is he actually needs to move up. And Usyk would be like the fight that would like give him the type of recognition that he needs. He needs to stop trying to suck down and beat up on smaller men. His legacy is a heavyweight. Crawford, he can do whatever he want now. If he wanted to retire, he can do that. And if he wanted to just pick easy fights to pad the stats some more, he can do that too. We already know that Charlo's probably wouldn't stand a chance against him. Nobody else who's a big name at 160 or whatever. He don't need to go back down no more. That's a waste of time, and it's also bad on his body too.
When asked about Terence Crawford's stunning win against Canelo Alvarez, David Benavidez held nothing back in his response.
Do you think Crawford will fight you if he beats Canelo?
No, I wouldn't fight Crawford.
To WBC light heavyweight champion, Crawford's performance was summed up in 4 words, which fans quickly embraced as the perfect description. Benavidez knew Crawford's rise into boxing history was beyond breathtaking. It proved the Omaha native had entered the realm of all-time legends. Earlier this month, Crawford stepped into the ring against Mexico's prized superstar, and many wondered if leaping up 3 weight classes was simply too great a challenge. Instead, he shocked the world, defeating Canelo to claim the undisputed super middleweight crown. The clash took place inside Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. When it was over, the judges leaned decisively toward Crawford, scoring at 115 to 113, 116 to 112, and 115 to 113.
Crawford is the best fighter on the planet. Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this 4-belt era, he is now the undisputed world champion 3 times over. 140 pounds, 147, now 168 pounds, claiming all the belts. You don't see people doing that very often. Going up against a guy who was perceived as being bigger and stronger, Crawford was strong. Crawford was strong enough to fend him off, strong enough to make him respect his own power. He used his jab, he used his distance. He had poise in the ring, he wasn't rattled. He backed up and moved when necessary and kept us different. He exchanged enough to gain respect when necessary. It was a brilliant, masterful fight on
Crawford set a rhythm from the opening bell that Canelo simply could not match. This wasn't just another win. It was a defining moment in boxing's history. Crawford became the first male fighter to secure undisputed titles across 3 weight classes, forever carving his name. At 37 years old, the Omaha native delivered what many would call the performance of his career. Benavidez, himself an unbeaten world champion, made it clear that Crawford now belonged in the discussion of true greatness. Crawford's climb through divisions, while conquering one of the era's most dominant fighters, was unlike anything seen before. Benavidez pointed out that rising from welterweight at 147 pounds to super middleweight, then unifying every crown, had no equal in boxing's past. He declared, "I want to congratulate Terence Crawford. In boxing history, very few men have ever achieved what he has. He is one of the all-time greats. Not only did he move up 3 weight classes, but he toppled one of the greatest of his generation. I cannot remember anyone ever taking the super middleweight world crown after beginning at 147 pounds. He is not only a brilliant fighter, but that night proved the sheer dog that lives inside him."
Crawford just got the biggest win in his career and one of the biggest wins in history. He doesn't need to go out there and risk. Benavidez is too big, too strong. We don't want to see a champion do so much and accomplish so much and then end his career with a bad choice, a bad fight.
There's no way Crawford just delivered the greatest victory of his career, perhaps even one of the greatest ever witnessed. He doesn't need to gamble again, yet the temptation is too massive, too powerful, and too real. Nobody wants to see a champion who has done so much, achieved so much, only to watch it end through one wrong choice, one fight he never should have taken. I would walk away. Crawford's triumph crowned him a 5-division world champion. Almost instantly, the whispers about his future began. Some believed he could drop back to middleweight to challenge Janibek Alimkhanuly, the unified WBO and IBF king. If successful, he would be fighting for a 6th world title, an achievement nearly unthinkable for most men. Meanwhile, Canelo stood at a crossroads. At 35, Riyadh was already locked into a return in early 2026 with a 4-fight deal. But to fans and analysts, the question was different. Should retirement come instead? Falling to Crawford stripped him of undisputed glory and raised a haunting doubt. Had his era at the top already ended?
Fighting, but you avoid the monster. You understand me? That's gonna tank the rest of his career if he keep trying to fight. Well, it's tough to say because he's made enough money that he can retire. He really has nothing else to prove. We saw him go up. He did but he tested himself all the way up as far as he could go. He won the light heavyweight title, then he lost to B-Ball. So that shows us that the light heavyweight was his ceiling. And that's good enough. Really, right now he got nothing else to prove. You know, I mean, of course, if you keep fighting, people gonna demand you fight the monster because both you guys are Mexican. But to me, you probably shouldn't do that. You understand me? That's probably not a good fight for you at this point.
As Crawford reveled in his historic triumph, more voices stepped forward to share their take on the fight. Hall of Famer James Toney spoke with blunt honesty about Canelo's showing. To him, it was neither close nor respectable. In his eyes, Canelo had been utterly dismantled. The proud Mexican warrior wasn't merely beaten. Crawford's sharp, relentless assault broke him apart round after round. It was a crushing verdict for a fighter once seen as untouchable in the super middleweight division.
Only they lose him, he gonna destroy it basically. Took it apart.
Do you feel like he's gonna want that back? Do you feel like
if he's a true fighter, a true champion, he gonna want it back and train twice as hard and do what it takes to get the job done. Basically, that's what comes down to right there.
Toney's comments arrived just as whispers of a Canelo Crawford rematch began to spread. Some believed Canelo would chase revenge quickly, especially after the WBC restored him as their top contender at 168 pounds. Should he pursue it, Canelo would aim to become undisputed for a third time, an accomplishment few could ever picture. While Toney emphasized Canelo's loss, former light heavyweight champion Sergey Kovalev looked instead toward Crawford's path ahead. Kovalev, who once shared a ring with Canelo, believed only one man could truly test the Omaha fighter. That man was Dmitry Bivol. Bivol, who earlier this year toppled Artur Beterbiev to achieve his dream of light heavyweight supremacy, emerged in Kovalev's eyes as Crawford's most dangerous challenge. He said, yes, Dmitry's style can trouble Crawford, but Crawford proved in his last fight that he can adapt to any division, any rival. That makes this matchup all the more fascinating to witness.
Questions. Crawford, Spence. I know you watched the fight and you spoke about Crawford. How good is Crawford?
Crawford is amazing, not just good. He's amazing, and
he said the same thing about you.
Thank you, Terence. But I think he should be in the book for
is that good?
How to learn boxing. You know.
Really?
He's a very good fighter. Yeah, I like to watch his fights.
Pound for pound, number one.
Yeah, probably he is now because he is undisputed champion in 2 weight classes.
It's crazy.
While Kovalev studied Crawford's future challenges, another iconic voice entered the debate with a different perspective. Oscar de la Hoya, the former champion turned promoter, offered his thoughts on whether Crawford could truly be considered greater than Floyd Mayweather. The talk ignited after Canelo suggested Crawford might have surpassed Floyd, but de la Hoya refused to agree. To him, Mayweather was clearly superior. He pointed back to Mayweather's clash with Canelo, where Floyd dismantled the young Mexican with ease. De la Hoya explained that Mayweather barely absorbed a clean punch that night, and his effortless dominance revealed unmatched technical brilliance. Crawford, by contrast, may appear more aggressive than adaptable, yet de la Hoya believed Mayweather's mastery operated on an entirely higher plane.
After the fight said that Crawford is way better than Floyd. You know Crawford, you know Canelo, you know Floyd. What do you think? Who's winning the fight?
My man. I have to disagree because Floyd Mayweather toyed with Canelo. Like, he literally toyed with him. He didn't get hit at all. Not one time. And Crawford, he's more of a fighter, boxer. Mayweather's more of a boxer. but I have to disagree. I think Mayweather is much more superior than Crawford. Not just because he beat me and it was a close fight, whatever, you know, or that I stepped in the ring with Mayweather, but I really feel that technically.
This comparison reignited one of boxing's timeless debates, the clash over generational greatness. Mayweather forged his legacy through flawless defense and tactical brilliance, capturing titles in 5 divisions and retiring without a single loss. Crawford, by contrast, shaped his journey on adaptability, toughness, and the rare ability to dominate while climbing through weight classes. The question of who stands as truly greater may never find resolution, yet it highlighted just how remarkable Crawford's path had become.
Those two, Crawford or Mayweather.
I think Crawford is better, bigger. Like he's actually, he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather's really good too, though. You can knock him as well. You know, he's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have had the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because it's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, you know, Mayweather has his era.
Even as debates about greatness raged on, speculation over Mayweather's own future once again took center stage. Mayweather, who walked away from boxing in 2017 after defeating Conor McGregor, has never truly left the sport behind. Boxing analyst Dan Raphael offered his take, insisting that if Mayweather ever returned, it wouldn't be against the elite. Instead, he expected Floyd to choose safer, less dangerous foes in order to protect that perfect 50-0 record. Raphael remained unimpressed by the idea of a comeback. To him, there was nothing appealing in seeing the legend compete outside of his prime or in staged exhibitions. He dismissed even the rumors of a Manny Pacquiao rematch as completely uninteresting. Many fans echoed that sentiment, insisting Mayweather's legacy should be preserved for what it was, not tarnished by unnecessary returns.
He was out of the ring for a lot less time than Floyd Mayweather was. That's significant. I mean, I hope this doesn't lead to some stupid discussion of doing a rematch between Floyd and Manny, because that I have like literally less than zero interest in that.
I remember what you said. I can't remember the words you said, but you said you'd rather set yourself up fight than watch that.
Exactly. I mean, I would say right now it's idle talk, and Floyd like spitballing, seeing what's out there. And this whole thing they announced with this Mike Tyson Floyd Mayweather exhibition bout, the way that was announced was very clear to me that, they may have signed to do the fight, but it's contingent on them actually having a platform on which to do it that will pay them money. And I don't think they have a deal yet for anybody to show it. So it's still a matter of if that actually will take place. So I'll believe it when I see it. And frankly, I don't see there being a lot of interest in that. Not because they're not two incredible names and two all-time legends and two great fighters and, have tremendous amount of fans and history in the sport. But we all know what Tyson's got left, and that's absolutely nothing. If they announced Mayweather versus Tyson before we saw Tyson get completely exposed by Jake Paul, I could understand there being interest. But he went in the ring with Jake Paul and had 8 rounds where he couldn't do anything. I know that was technically an official fight, so what makes you think he can do anything?
Back in the present, Crawford's star has only grown brighter since dismantling Canelo, and he now stands on the verge of even greater history. His journey has become the most compelling storyline in all of boxing, whether chasing middleweight glory, weighing a clash with Bivol at light heavyweight, or holding steady at super middleweight. He has proven capable of thriving in any scenario. Meanwhile, Canelo faced choices that would shape his legacy. Would he rebuild at 168, hunt revenge against Crawford, or step away from the ring after years of dominance? A champion who had already achieved so much, the question of continuing carried as much weight as any fight.
Retired too. I don't think he will though. He's got a multi-fight deal with Turkey Al-Sheikh. That's a lot of money on the table, and he's a proud champion. So I could understand him not wanting to end on that note. But you can see Canelo getting older. And I'm not just talking about ring. I mean, you can see it in his face, you know, for the Netflix special behind the scenes. You kind of see the age, you see the wear and tear. The man has been fighting as a professional since he was 15 years old.
20 years.
He's got over, yeah, it's a long time to be getting hit with 8-ounce and 10-ounce gloves. Even if you take it well, and oftentimes the guys that take it well, they show it more because I'm absorbing a lot of shots and you giving me praise for absorbing them shots, but them shots take a toll. I don't know how much longer he should keep fighting, and it's not because he can't fight anymore. Still one of the best fighters in the world, but you get into the hunger conversation. You get into the total punishment that you got to add that stuff up when you start getting older. Like, okay, man, you know, do I still need to do this? He doesn't need to do it other than just his love for it, because his mantra is no boxing, no life. So I don't know if he's going to be able to walk away right now. His legacy is secure. I think he's one of the greatest Mexican fighters that has ever done it. I think he's in the great category and conversation. We can break down the resume another day, but I think that given the way that he fought and given the way that he bowed out, I think you just got to just leave it right there and give him his respect. I would like to see him maybe take 1 or 2 more and call it a day, go enjoy the food.
From Benavidez's glowing praise to Tony's harsh critique, from Kovalev's cautious warning to De La Hoya's bold comparison, and finally, Rafael's doubts about Mayweather, Crawford's extraordinary performance sparked an avalanche of reactions throughout the boxing world. Each opinion revealed another piece of the picture, shaping the image of a sport in transition, where legends are tested and new kings are crowned. Terence Crawford was the heartbeat of it all. Once dismissed for lacking elite opponents, he is now spoken of among the greatest fighters ever. With every weight class conquered and every champion toppled, his legacy carved deeper into history. The only lingering question was just how far he was willing to go.